All right, let's get this party started. All right, looks like a nice cozy crowd tonight. Get on the bike here, get started. Oh, you might need some tension on the back of the bike to make it work. So let me do that. And then we'll get things going. All right.
We should get extra credit, by the way, the three of us.
Yes, you get extra credit for sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
You always get extra credit for coming every time you come, no matter if it's 3 of you or 5 of you or 10 of you. It is late in the season. I hope you guys had a chance to enjoy those couple of days of beautiful weather last week. I know I took advantage of 3 solid days of riding my bike. It was just spectacular. So I think that's around the corner. I mean, Earl's claimed that spring is officially here at the end of this week. So I don't know if to believe him or not. So we'll see what happens. So you guys know the drill. You got your water, your fan, your towel. You're in a nice, easy gear. We're going to just spin the legs to get ourselves started. Tonight's workout, I called this 20-something. So what does that mean? So 20-something means that we're going to do a series of different 20-second efforts with different rest periods behind them. So it's a little bit of kind of sprinty work, but short, sharp efforts, which is going to dial us in a different way. Get the legs motivated to get back outside, hopefully here soon. And this is a good workout. You're going to see as we progress what happens to the body as you do these kind of efforts. The longest number will be 9 minutes worth, but you will have some rest in between. So, and the gearing, we're going to keep it at something that's manageable, except for a few low cadence efforts that we're going to do along the way. But I like these kind of workouts. I think they're kind of fun to do just to see how the body reacts to them. And we built a nice little base here over the winter. And when we start getting into April, and I've said this to you before, when you start getting outside, don't hesitate to do some efforts like this while you're riding. We all get kind of lured into just going out and riding at the same pace all the time. The more you can change that pace up, be it 3 days a week or 1 day a week or whatever it is, pick a day and the day that you're going to ride outside and say, today, I'm going to do some climbing efforts. And the next day, I'm going to do some cadence efforts. And the next day, I'm going to keep it nice and steady. So try to mix it up as that time goes by during the spring into the summer and then back into fall. Hopefully that doesn't come around too fast because then we're back on these bikes again. So we'll get 1 more minute before we start to get ourselves really warmed up. And I think I don't know why, but for some reason, this warm-up has been the warm-up for the last couple of weeks, and we're going to keep it that way. We're going to do 30 seconds of standing, 30 seconds seated. Earl's giving me a face. He doesn't like that one. But it does get you appropriately warmed up for what we're about to do. So when it's time, and I'll let you know, we're going to go big ring around the 15, which is going to give you enough resistance under your feet. And when you're standing, and then when you're seated, it's going to create a challenge, which is what we want. We don't want this 5 minutes to be easy as a warm-up. We want it to be something It's going to make you work a little bit so we can get the body warmed up and ready to go. All right, so go ahead and find your big ring down to your 15, which is about the middle of your cassette. We're going to do 30 seconds standing, 30 seconds seated. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. In your hoods, straight up. Hips are over the ankles. Hands are nice and relaxed on those bars. Make it a nice, perfect circle. Feel the pull up of that pedal stroke. Find your balance. 3, 2, sitting down. Stay in that gear. Kind of grind this out a little bit. And again, use the upward part of the stroke more than pushing into this pedal. You'll start to feel the burn in the legs. That's what we want. And up. You might feel yourself getting a little breathless. That's okay. Just starting to get the lungs working, the diaphragm, the heart pumping. Feel your hips sitting back down. Feel your hips being nice and still. I don't want to see your hips going back and forth or your body doing the same. Everything should be controlled. That's where you really start to use your muscles in the right way. Standing up. Feel like you're over top of the pedals. Nice and tall in your torso. Feel your abs engage. Sitting back down. Coming up to 3 minutes. Only 2 more standing efforts to do. Get a nice recovery after this before we start our first 20-something effort. All right, and up. You might find your leg speeds feeling a little better. Starting to get warmed up.
Yeah. Wayne's got an issue.
Say again.
Wayne has an issue. Oh, I didn't.
I have many.
A chain.
I have many issues. I have many issues. Well, so much for that.
Your chain broke again?
Again, I fixed it yesterday.
Sitting down.
And this is a different link. Okay. Have fun, everyone.
Oh my God. See ya.
Time for a new chain. Adios.
Bye. He said he was definitely up for the last time. His chain was giving him a problem. He thought it was actually gonna die on him. I told him he's putting way too much power into that chain. Sitting back down. Only 30 seconds. Hang with it. That's the way to get out of a workout. Claim that you broke your chain. Oh my God. 3, 2, 1. Small ring. Easy gear. Spin it out. Take a drink. All right, I'm gonna give you two solid minutes of just spinning. And of course, as you always predict, 2 minutes will probably go by too quickly. So here's how this is gonna go. We're gonna do 2 sets of 4, and those 4 will look like 20 seconds as like an all-out, as hard as you want to go. But remember, it's at the beginning of the workout. 20 seconds all out, 40 seconds easy. We'll do 4 of those, give you a minute rest, and then do 4 more. So what I want you to really concentrate on for those 20 seconds, as always, is to try to make them consistent. You want to make the first set kind of your warm-up set, and then your second set, you'll go a little harder. That's up to you. I'm going to give you a lot of freedom with these. In terms of cadence, go as hard as you can go. In terms of highest you can go. Gearing. I'm going to put you around your small ring, and let's go with your 17. So your 15 was where you were for the warm-up. You're going to go 1 or 2 gears easier than that gear. And then you can, obviously, for the 40 seconds easy, shift to an even easier gear. So go ahead and shift down to the gear that you think you want to do these efforts in. We're going to do 20 seconds, high cadence. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Kick it up. Really control it. 10 seconds down. I'll give you 10 for each one. And we're at 20. Easy gear. Spin it out. So that first one was kind of your first one to determine if you were in the right gear, if you put the right effort into it. If you have those metrics, use them. Speed, power, cadence, even hitting a certain heart rate. All right, find the gear you want. 3, 2, let's go. I'm working with power, so I can go right to where I want to be. 10 seconds down. And easy. So if you use your shifter, if you have mechanical, and you just do a swipe, a full swipe, you'll get 3 gears. Then you can shift down 3 gears back to the gear that you were at originally. That's 2 down. I'm counting you guys to keep me honest here. If I mess up on the numbers. You got 2 more of these to go. Find your gear. And let's go. Ten down. And easy. the other piece I want you to work on, our tendency is, I say go, you hit it hard, that power goes spikes, and then starts to fade. Start a little slower so that you can reach that peak at the end, not the beginning. I'm doing it myself. That's why I'm mentioning it. Find your gear. 3, 2, let's go, build it. Control. Pen down. You'll be able to hold the effort better. And easy gear. "40 seconds easy." That's one set down. We're going to get 1 minute easy after our recovery here. And then we're going to do another set. So I already know what my goal is going to be. That last one of the 4 was my best one. 3, 2, 1. You can go in even easier gear if you wish. Take a drink. Now, why was my last one the best one? Well, it was because I made a really conscious effort to go a little slower at the beginning in terms of ramping up the effort. And then I was able to get to where I wanted to go and hold that effort. So that's what I want you to try in this next group. I see Jane popping on. Just get on and let yourself just spin your legs for this first effort that we're doing. And then you'll come right into the right place. We're about to start another effort, but for you, you need to just get warmed up. All right, so find that gear again, where you think you want to go. We're going to do another 20 seconds, build it. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Cadence high. I'll give you 10. 10 down. Keep the effort getting harder. 3, 2, 1. Nice easy gear. That was better. I was happy with my performance on that one. That's how I'm going to do the next 3. Is to be controlled from the beginning. So that you can reach that maximum and then hold it for the last 10 seconds. All right, find your gear. 3, 2, let's go. Control. Find your peak, 10 down. Nice solid cadence. 3, 2, nice easy gear. I like being forced to really concentrate on the effort being controlled from the start. 2 more of these to do. If you need a drink at any point, don't hesitate to take it. Maybe you weren't so great with your hydration today. Find your gear. 3, 2, let's go. Hand down. You should be at your peak. 3, 2, 1. You got one more. Three minutes in, 4 minutes total for this set. In between, use it as a recovery. Don't try to force yourself to go harder than you should. So you can have the right energy for when it's time to actually use it. Find your gear. 3, 2, let's go. Ten down. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Spin it out. We'll finish up this little block. Take a little rest. And then move on into the next one. And then Jane, you should be warmed up, ready to go. So the next set, it's going to look a little similar. All right, 2 minutes easy. Take a drink. We're going to do again 2 by 4 at 20 seconds, just like the last one. But we're only going to put 30 seconds in between, not 40. So therefore, it's going to go a little different in terms of your rest period. I'm going to allow you for this one to go either easier in your gearing or one gear harder in your gearing. So you get to determine if you want to go a little bit easier in the gearing or one gear harder to allow yourself to do that same type of effort where you're going to build the effort as you go through that 20 seconds. And I will give you 10 for every one. And again, you are not going to get 40 seconds. You're only going to get 30 seconds of rest. And just like the last one, you can shift into an easier gear for that 30 seconds of rest. A nice 3 click of your shifter, if you've got mechanical, really makes for a nice just shift down 3, be right back where you were. All right, so decide what gear you want to go. Do you want to go a little harder in your gearing, or do you want to go a little bit easier? Or if you want to stay exactly where you were for the previous efforts, that's okay too. But we want the same kind of effort. We want to hold that last 10 seconds. All right, here we go. Find your gear. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 20 seconds. Building it in the first 10. Be in control. 10 down. Find a solid effort now. In that last 10, 3, 2, easy gear. All right, we're only going 30 seconds. You're not going to get as much rest. So recover. These may get you sweating pretty good because you're kind of jacking the system up a little bit. All right, find your gear. Here we go. Bringing it up. I'll give you 10. 10 down. 3, 2, 1. Two down. Find your gear. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 20 seconds. Ooh, I busted out way too hard on that one. 10 down. 3, 2, 1. 3 down. One more to go. Starting to feel the rhythm now. Getting a nice sense of how to keep that effort from not trying to bust out of the gate. Find your gear. 3, 2, let's go. Concentrate. Right there, solid 10 seconds. Three, two, 1. Easy gear. That's 4 down. Recover. So another good reason or way to use these is when you're in a group setting, say you get dropped off the back a little bit, and you have I don't know, maybe 5 feet between you and the person in front of you, and you want to get on that wheel. All right, 1 minute easy. Take a drink. This is a good way. Most people are like, oh God, I'm losing that wheel. I'm losing that wheel. And they want to rush right up to that wheel. Well, you don't have to rush up to that wheel. Allow yourself to gradually pull that wheel back in. Because if you bust up to that wheel, you've exerted more energy than you need to get on that wheel. And then when you get on that wheel, you're probably not going to be able to stay there. So allow yourself to slowly build back to that wheel. And then that conserves your energy for the rest of the ride. All right, we're going to do one more set of these. I think this workout's going to go super fast. It's based off of these first 2 sets. All right, find the gear you like. Here we go, another 4 sets of 20. 3, 2, 1. Build it. Control it. Use your core to do that. 10 seconds in. Find the maximum. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Take a drink if you need it. You're getting better at controlling the effort. It is nice when you have power because you really can see how you can control it. Find your gear. 3, 2, let's go. Building blocks. And solid 10. Let's go. And easy. The legs are starting to know what to do. That's why like interval training and repetitive efforts like that are good, because then when the body needs to go there, it already knows what you're doing. It says, oh yeah, I did this once before. All right, find your gearing. Remember, shorter breaks. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Number 3. Only 2 more left. 10 seconds down. Hold it for the last 10. 3, 2, 1. All right. Good job. 1 more to go. Then you're going to get a shorter break, unfortunately. And then we're going to push the legs a little bit. You spun them out. And see what you're made of. Find that gear. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Build this last one nicely. Solid 10 to go. Hold it steady. Three, 2, easy gear. Gonna hold it to 50 seconds, and then you'll get a minute. And you get a minute rest. We'll take a drink. Prepare yourself for the next step further. All right, 1 minute easy. Take a drink. All right, now we're going to force you to go the opposite direction. We're going to actually have you do 2 minutes in your big ring at whatever gear keeps you around 50 to 60 cadence. No higher than 60. We want this to be kind of like you're spinning along and then all of a sudden you hit a giant climb. So you're going to be a 2-minute climb, then you'll get a nice 1-minute rest before we go into 2 more sets of 20-second efforts, which will also change from the previous ones. All right, so find your big ring somewhere around your 14 or so, somewhere near the bottom of your cassette. No higher than 60. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I want you to be controlled here. No upper body movement. All of this is about the legs. If you bring your core in, pull your belly button in, that keeps your hips still. You pull up on the pedals, that also keeps your legs nice and solid. Keeping your hands relaxed means that your core is engaged. I can do this without my hands on the bars. So feel that. Find that comfortable place. Nice, perfect circles. 1 minute down. Feel your quads working. Feel your glutes working. Also, your calf muscles are actually working. Everything. Your lower back, your core, holding you steady. Make sure you feel yourself pedaling evenly. I don't want to see you going, I only just push them on the right. You can also hear it if you're not pedaling evenly. 10 to go. 3, 2, small ring, easy gear. Good job on that. Spin it out. That was a nice significant climb we came up against. So spin the legs down the other side of that climb. Then we're going to do, just like before, two sets of 4 by 20 seconds on, 20 seconds easy. So just like the other ones, we're going to do the same kind of effort. Build it. Shorter rest, shorter rest. You're kind of seeing the pattern here. I'm sure you're already starting to guess what the last one's going to be. So what I want you to do in gearing, same thing as the 2 previous. Take that gear that for you can hold that effort just like we have. You can go back to the original, use the one that you did in the second, or pick a different one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds. Just build this part. 10 down. Let's go. 10 strong. And easy. You can stay in that gear, or you can shift. Because remember, you're only getting 20 seconds rest. Find that gear. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Building it. 10 down. Strong 10. Three, 2, 1. Shorter rest. Same effort though. Find that gear. Here we go. Ten down, 10 to go. Now the metabolism is really kicking in. 3, 2, 1. 3 down. 1 more. You might find yourself really sweating now. All right, find that gear again. 3, 2, let's go. Last one in this set. And to go. Picking it up. 3, 2, 1. Find it easy. Gonna finish out the 40 seconds, and we're gonna get a minute easy. Woo-wee. Feeling the sweat. All right. 1 minute easy. Take a drink. Now you're probably gonna figure out which one of these you like the best. With the longer rest, shorter rest. And as you warm up, as we do this, you're gonna discover that the body is warmed up enough to understand that that shorter rest isn't going to affect you. All right, this next set, same thing. You get to pick the gear. 20 seconds with a build, 10 all out. And then a simple 20 seconds of recovery. So go ahead and find your gearing. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Don't jump too fast. Control it. Now you can go. Nice and solid. 3, 2, 1. Keeping it solid. All right, find your gear. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Use the metrics as you've been doing the whole time and go for it. Three, two, 1. Remember, sometimes too heavy of a gear isn't always necessarily the right gear. I'd rather see you spin high than kind of push through this or slog through it. All right, find your gear. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Building it. Now you're going. See your cadence increase. 3, 2, 1. Try to keep everything relaxed when you get to that last 10 seconds. Doing the different faces doesn't help you. So keep your face relaxed. Find your gear. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It's a building game. And last 10. Three, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Get a little rest. I'm going to get in one final set. Get a nice rest in between. Of course, you can probably guess how the next one's going to go. A lot faster. 20 seconds on. 10 seconds easy. 4 of them in a row. All right, take a drink. Find that super easy gear. Allow yourself the recovery. So this last one, if you feel like you want to push yourself, you can go big ring, but you can go a gear that's going to keep your legs spinning pretty high. The only thing that's going to do is just change the effort, because now that big ring is going to create a little bit more challenge for you. But I still want you to be able to spin it, cadence somewhere 90 plus. So if that big ring is not allowing you to do that, then I want you to just stay in that small ring and pick the same gear as before. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do small ring, picking the same gear as I did previously. So figure out what gear you want. Just like the last ones, We're gonna build this. 3, 2, 1. I'll give you the marks. Last 10. Push it a little hard. 3, 2, 1. 1 down. You can stay in this gear if you want. It's only 10 seconds. It's gonna be quick. 3, 2, let's go. Right back at it. Build it. And 10 to go. Nice and easy. 2 down. 3, 2, let's go. A little harder. Final 10. Push it out. And easy. Definitely harder. Holding the harder gear in between. Last one. Let's go. Ten down. 3, 2, 1. Easy gear. Spin it out. And you're going to get a minute. 1 minute easy. Find an easy gear. Take a drink. You got 1 more of those to go. And then we are done. Let it go fast. All right, so for this last set, again, you can choose the gear. If you want to stay where you stayed the whole time, feel like challenging yourself, making it a little harder. But we want to do the same kind of build effort. 10 seconds build, 10 seconds all out. Then you're only going to get 10 seconds of easy. We're going to do 4 of those, and we're done. We'll cool down, find your gear. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Build it. The building blocks. We should call the building blocks. Last 10. 3, 2, 1. Easy. Only 3 more to go. Here we go. And go. Nice even pedal stroke. Last 10. Work through it. And easy. 2 down. 2 to go. And here we go. Feeling 20 something again. 10 to go. And easy. Last one. Coming your way. Last one, best one. And go. Ten to go. Come on now. Work this one. Even harder than the previous. And easy. Hold it there. 3, 2, easy gear. Oh yeah. Woo wee. That was killer. That last one. Good job on those guys. Take a drink. So easy gear. I just want you to spin at whatever pace feels comfortable for you. It's only going to be about a 5-minute cool down. So if you want to stay on a little longer, get a little longer cool down, you may do so. The legs might have a little bit of spark in them now. Now, that last set may have been just a little bit too much. So if you feel that's the case, if you do this workout again, then just skip that last part until you feel like you built up to it. Or if you want to keep it in so that you can get over that hump of building up to a little bit better, feeling a little better in that last set. So it's all about gauging your effort. And this is the same kind of gauge when you're out on the road. Obviously, if you bust out of the gate at the beginning of a ride and you go too hard, you're not going to have anything left at the end. So in bike racing, they call it burning your matches. So you only have so many matches in your match book. And if you burn too many of them, then you won't have those matches available when you really need it near the finish line. So the same thing goes. If you're doing a metric century or something, and you go out in that first, let's say 2 hours, and you're with a group and you're just going way faster than you know you should be going, that's going to bite you in the butt later on because you've just burnt too many matches. So that's why it's nice when you find people that you can ride with, that ride at a pace that's good for you, but it's also good to ride with people that challenge you along the way. Just got to know which group to ride with when, so that you can improve with those other riders, but you can also work within yourself. Because here's what happens sometimes. If you go too hard too soon in your season, sometimes it can lead to injury. Or it can lead to things like, knock on wood, crashing, because you're trying to keep up. So keep that all in mind as we start this new season outside. Give yourself a little mercy at the beginning of the year and allow yourself to build into your fitness. You don't need to be your fittest now, because this is not the peak of the summer. You want to be fit when you get into June, July. So you have months to do that and ways to do that. Either on the trainer, if your work schedule doesn't allow you to get out during the week, getting out on the weekend and doing longer miles. All right, a couple more minutes. Finish up that water bottle. Spin the legs out even more. And then we'll get this done. I'm not sure what next week's going to bring. We'll see how the weather looks. I may make next week our last official one if we have it, since it's time to really get out in April. I think it'll start to turn around once we get into spring. Let's hope that it turns around. I think that groundhog was actually right. I think we've gotten more than 6 weeks worth of winter. What was he thinking? We didn't say 8 more weeks of winter. We said 6 more weeks of winter. I actually, yesterday, I don't know if you guys experienced this. Last night, I don't know, it was about 7 o'clock-ish. I looked outside and the cars in the driveway actually had snow on them. I don't know what that was all about. But there was definitely snow on the cars in the driveway. It was kind of crazy. but it is a little colder than it should be right now. All right, we are gonna call it a night. Great job as always, everyone. Woo. I always have to give it one whew at the end.